Welcome to another episode 4. This won't end well. Let's get it, fellas.
How's everybody doing today?
Well, not good.
Why not?
Fucking back hurts.
That's what happens when you get old,
y'all
man.
fucking texting me all fucking day.
I mean, hey.
So we'll get into it's story time, man. You know, we're gonna get into some lot lizards. Chunk's got some great lot lizard stories
From my truck driving days, you know.
Well, obviously, if it's a fucking lot lizard, I hope you're not pulling up to a fucking
Hey, you never
truck
know.
stop in a car.
1340 has a lot of bitches there. Okay, I'm not saying they're bad bitches, but they are bitches.
We'll get into some
rubbing tubs.
Yeah, some illegal massage parlors.
Yeah,
that just be popping up everywhere. I'm trying to convince these two fellas that men getting their feet done is amazing.
To me, that's gay. But hey, I mean, just saying.
Yeah,
Listen, man.
Until
you get it done, bro. Until you get it done, I'm telling you. Like, my wife wanted to do that. She was like, "You might as well just come with me."
I don't know.
I was reserved at first, bro. But I'm telling you, when I went, bro, after you're done, you're feeling like you're floating on cloud 9, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know you're like, oh, you know, it's men. Most of us got ugly looking feet. Well, listen, I will tell you that the younger chick that was supposed to do my feet, I guess she took a look at my feet and passed me off to the older woman. And I'm sitting there, and she's like, you know, they use like this little scalpel thing to get like all the calluses and stuff, like scrape your calluses or whatever.
Right.
But then also, you know, you got your feet like in this bucket of water. It's like massaging your feet.
Mm-hmm.
But then on top of that, they start taking like this shampoo, whatever the hell it is, and they start like rubbing your legs and shit. And my wife is sitting next to me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, I'm just making these faces. And I'm like, damn, this feels good. And then mind you, she goes, does that feel good? I was like, hell yeah. And my wife smacked me in my arm. Like, she was like, babe, knock it the fuck off. And I'm like, yo, this feels good. And I told my wife, I was like, I'm about to ask her if there's a $5 room in the back somewhere. She's like, yo, stop playing with me. Yo. But I'm telling you, bro, you have to try. Listen, all three of us need to go.
Well, you want to hear about my massage story?
Yeah, go ahead. Your lot lizard story.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot lizard. This was a massage parlor. I was out in the truck stop out in Los Angeles. And a truck driver came up to me and was like, you know, we were talking. And he goes, hey, man, he was like, you know, there's a great massage place out by this mom and pop truck stop on Interstate 40 in New Mexico. He was like, you got to try it. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm up in the air about it. I was like, all right, maybe if I go through there, I'll try it out. So I go back to my truck and I call my driver manager. I was like, hey, you got to get me a logo on past New Mexico. You gotta get me a load going through New Mexico on I-40. He was like, any particular reason? I was like, no, I don't want to go north. You know, winter's here, and you know, I don't want to deal with snow. So get me a load going through New Mexico.
That's a lot.
He was like, okay. So I turn around, I get a load going through there. I see the mom and pop truck stop. I pull in there for the night, and the massage parlor happened to be open. So I go into the massage parlor and tell them, you know, hey, I would like a massage. So it was like, okay. And we get in there. The lady starts doing her thing, and she was like, happy ending? And I was like, I was like, well, what does that consist of? And she looked at me and started smiling, and that's when I was like, oh, shit's going down. Shit is going down. So I was like, yeah, I want the happy ending.
You said happy ending?
Yeah. I was like, I'll take that happy ending because that smile looks really good. So I took
the only loads he got after that were down I-40.
But hold on, the story's not done with. So she finished up the massage and then left out of the room, and I was laying on my stomach or whatnot, and somebody comes in and they start rubbing me down by my butt cheeks and all.
Was it
And
manly
then
hands or?
next thing, honestly, it felt like man hands, but I couldn't tell at the time.
Got a finger plugged in his butt.
So I was letting the massage go, and then they started putting a lot of oil on my ass cheeks, and I was like, "What's going on here?" I was scared to say something, so I kept quiet just to see what was going to happen and all. And then they started running their fingers through the ass cheeks, and I'm like, "No, you're way too close to the asshole. Like we can't do this." So I went to go look around, and they pushed my head back down into the pillow, and was like, "No, don't move." And I was like, "Oh shit!"
He got violated in New Mexico.
Yeah,
I'm like,
terrible.
"Oh shit, what's going on here?" So then turn around, they try to go a little bit too deep into the butthole, and then that's when I'm a big guy, so I rolled my whole body and I fell off the fucking massage chair or massage table. Fell off the massage table. It was like, I'm done, and walked out of there butt ass naked.
That's the greatest story I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
That's not something I would particularly say on air now.
Yeah.
That is great. So how many times did you go back?
There was about 5 times before I stopped driving.
So wait, you got to get on that.
And they remembered me because they was like, slug on the floor?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Oh, this is a great way to kick this off. There's no way you don't enjoy this. I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's great.
So that was just one story. There was another one time I was in Kansas City, Missouri. I was at a Flying J truck stop. And I've parked there multiple times. And, like, every time I've parked there, I've had a lot lizard, like come up to the door or drive to the door, like something like that.
Wait, before you get further into the story, explain to the listeners who don't know what a lot lizard is, what it is.
Okay, so a lot lizard is basically just a prostitute for truck drivers. She knows she's going to get money from truck drivers, so she's a lot lizard.
So she just hangs around those like Flying J's and basically truck stops. Yeah. All right.
So that's she's just a prostitute. So
who the hell came up with the name lot lizard though?
Honestly, I don't know.
Like that's a great damn name.
It is. It really is. But the one time I had this girl, her pimp had drove her around and was asking drivers, was like, "Hey, do you need somebody to pleasure you for the night?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." And then there was the one time this lot lizard that gave no fucks. Like, I guess she seen me come back from the shower, and she turned around. I hopped up in the truck, and I didn't lock my door because I just got into the motherfucker. So I hopped into the back and start putting my clothes away, and then I hear a knock, 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 and the door come open. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And before I could do anything, she was already sitting in my driver's seat. And I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? What's going on?" And she hurried up and jumped into my into the sleeper, the cab, the back of the truck. And I'm like, "What's going on here?" And she was like, "I promise I'm not no cop." And then showed me her titties and all. And then she was like, "Yeah, I'm not no crackhead." And she had fucking missing teeth and shit. And I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, you're a crackhead. Like, you can clearly tell you're a fucking crackhead." And she was like, "Come on, fuck me for $20." And I was like, no, thank you. I will not. I will pass. And she was like, "Come on, I'm not a crackhead or a cop." She was like, $20 and I'll let you fuck me. And I was like, "No, thank you." I was like, "Please get out of my truck, please." So she wound up getting out and knocking on the next dude's door, and he let her come in, and they went to town because that truck was rocking so hard it damn near hit mine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I was like, "Damn, that's some good shit right there, I guess."
Didn't one just let themselves in your truck before?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one we were just
talking about. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But out there on the streets, boy, I'm telling you, them bitches just throw themselves at you, yo.
Yo, I think, like, speaking of, like, massage parlors, there's definitely one over by your place, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
Shit,
It's gotta
if
be,
you
bro.
know where one is, I'm not bound to trying out new ones since, you know, I need a new one since I don't
I think you should
no
leave
longer
those
drive
alone,
trucks.
player.
Yeah, right.
I think you should leave those alone, player. I'm not too sure it's going to end well for you.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
what you'd have done if, like, some big Brody dude just came in
Violated
man.
the shit out of you.
and just came in there and just, like, oiled your whole
Do
fucking
you scream
backside.
rape? Do you scream rape, though, is the thing.
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm
you're
pretty
in
sure you do, right?
an illegal Chinese fucking massage parlor. I'm not
True,
too
they
sure
might-
rape
they might
is,
kill
the
you or
word
something.
rape is going to fucking help you.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, he's enjoying his time.
And do you want that to get out?
Nah,
Well,
I
it's
would
out
not let
now.
that get out.
Well, it's out now, player.
Yeah.
Everybody listening to this is going to be like, damn.
My man got violated.
Chunks got violated.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I was working on a truck one time. And I had a guy ask me where some rubbing tubs were. I'm like, I don't fucking know. He's like, yeah, there's a lot of them in Jersey, bro. You just gotta go get them.
You just got to go get them.
What?
Well, it's funny because the one by your house got raided like multiple times. And it's crazy because that place is still there, bro. It always
Yeah.
has like the open
really?
sign on, but no cars are ever there. It's
There's always a hidden van in the back of it. This
How
is
do you know
weird.
this?
it picks him up
'cause
from
you
his
drive
apartment. You probably have to call him like, hey, come pick me up, and they take you to the back.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
So that's some
Yeah, it's
shit.
great.
Yeah, the crazy. I was up in Stockton, California before, and well, it was more closer to Lodi. It was I want to say it was a TA, a Travel Centers of America out there on I-5, and I had some dude literally come up to me. He was like, "Hey man, you need anything?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm fat. Like I don't need anything." He was like, he was like, "Well, yeah, I also got weed if you want that." And I was like, "Oh yeah." So I showed a little bit of interest. He was like, "Yeah, I'll give it to you for $1,500 a pound." I'm like, "Damn, dude, what you think I'm doing? Like trafficking this shit? Like what the fuck? Shit." I was like, fucking give it to me.
I showed a little bit of interest.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
I said,
$1,500 a pound. I might have been trafficking that shit.
I said, fucking give it to me. And here I'm going through the checkpoints, the border patrol checkpoints. And they were like, "You got anything in there?" And I'm sitting there sweating bullets. My palms are sweating and shit.
How
and
much
I'm
did
like,
you have?
huh?
How much did you have?
Like 3 pounds.
Did you? What the fuck? Bro, you about to get investigated after this pod.
That was all jokes. He did come up to me and offer me a pound for $1,500. I looked at him like, "Dude, what the fuck do you think I'm doing there? Like, I gotta go through checkpoints. Like, I'm going through border patrol checkpoints, bro. No,
That
that's-
motherfucker, I pulled up to maybe get a sack. This motherfucker trying to sell me a pillow.
Yo, he was going. I was like, bro, like, what the fuck you think is going on here? Like, what kind of truck driver you think I am?"
Bro, there's a couple times I've been in way stations. One time I pulled up to a way station. There's fucking cops riding around with fucking cases of beer on their hood.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because they just confiscated it from somebody because you're not allowed to have any kind of alcohol on a truck.
Right. Yeah.
I probably keep all that shit.
Yeah, there was another time where I was in Perryville, and so I go down there, and I'm working on a dude's truck, and he's like, and there's cops there, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, "Oh, bro," he's like, "you should have been here like half an hour ago." He's like, they went through my man's truck, they arrested his wife.
Oh, damn.
Apparently they deported, they sent her back to Arizona where she had a fucking warrant.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro, it was a
Goddamn.
fucking mess, bro. There's some shit that goes down them fucking way stations and truck stops, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
I was in border patrol checkpoint down in Texas, and it was late at nighttime, and they had this truck pulled over on the side doing an inspection on them, and turn around like they're asking me, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" And you know the questions they asked, and I was like, "Yeah." And the minute I said that, all I hear is a whole bunch of screaming like, "Yeah, we got it!" And I'm like, "What the fuck they got?" Like, hold on, let me know something, because fuck, I didn't have shit. Like, so I look over and pulling fucking bundles of weed out of the back of this truck. I'm like, shit.
Your truck or somebody else's?
No, somebody else's truck.
Oh, so you thought they were on the?
Yeah, bro. They were like, yeah, we got him. I'm like, shit. Do I have a warrant out though about? Like, fuck. Let me go.
Did you tell him who your daddy is?
I mean, you were driving around for like fucking 2 years with no license.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 2.5 years without a license. If you're listening to this, it is possible to drive and not get pulled over with a suspended license. So don't think that you got to go for the government and get your license. You know, you could do around that shit for a little bit,
dude, man.
I mean,
your insurance is gonna be high, but
I did it for not as long though. My job actually told me my license was suspended. I didn't even know it.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, for I got a ticket in Maryland and forgot about it.
That's the same thing with me. They got those motherfuckers in Maryland,
they
boy.
suspended my shit, and like the boss comes up, he's like, "Yo, your license is suspended." I'm like, "What?" So I had to go pay the fine, go pay Delaware to get my license reinstated.
Yeah, I had to take the test over and everything, bro.
Yeah, see, my shit wasn't that long.
Yeah. I had to retake
after so long and
after a year of your license being suspended, you have to retake the test over again. So
the written one, right? Just the written one.
Yeah. I went in there thinking like it was like, bro, I ain't have no idea, and they was like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, we still gotta do it. I'm like, bro, COVID.
Yeah.
He was like, man, that ain't gonna work. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Shit's been suspended.
COVID works for everything else but this. So yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
Shit is wild.
All right, so what else are we getting on to?
I don't know. There's a lot of crazy shit going on right now.
How about Disney World?
Yeah.
Fucking Disney.
Fucking Disney.
But I don't know. There's a lot of people just outstepping their boundaries, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you entertain kids, bro. Leave it at that. Like, so now you can't. They don't say ladies and gentlemen no more. It's like, what is it, Dreamers or something?
Yeah, I seen something that they were doing away with, like Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse, and doing just one mouse.
So here's my question though.
What the hell? What's the point in that?
But here's my question.
It's they don't want
every kids. Company like just because you own a company doesn't mean you have to have a certain stance, bro.
Yeah,
like just serve the damn public.
Yeah, you can just be neutral and shit. Don't talk about it. And
Disney's been doing this shit for how long, bro? And it's like, come on, man.
They're talking about getting rid of just like having a gender neutral mouse.
Yeah, gender neutral mouse.
But
shit doesn't even really exist though. You ever had a fucking rat running around your house and it was gender neutral?
So
if a rat runs around my house, I'm killing it.
So the thing is, like, so when little girls go there now, they can't be princesses anymore. Like, what's the deal?
I don't know.
Yeah,
what about the guy? What was that teacher? What state was he in? Was he in Florida?
Florida. He was in Florida.
Saying, "Oh, I can't speak about my love life to my students and the students of kindergarten."
Why would you even want to speak about your love life
to
kids
anyway?
Why
are we pushing this on kids? Like, you know what's going to happen is we're just going to have a bunch of kids running around thinking that they want to be gay because they think it's a cool trend. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, it's not supposed to be a trend, bro.
They had
we're confusing the shit out of these kids, bro.
Yep.
They had a woman teacher say the same thing. She's like, "Oh, well, what am I supposed to tell them during Meet the Teacher Day? Like, don't tell them anything. You're either like, you don't have to tell them anything about your love life, who you're married to.
Just fucking teach them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tell them whether you're Mrs. or Mrs.
Yeah.
Mister.
Are you Mrs. or Mister? That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like,
well, you got these kids coming home saying, "I want to be considered," I want to be called they or her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call you by your fucking name.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bro, you gotta let kids live, bro. Let them just do their thing.
We're ruining these kids right now, man.
Yeah, you shouldn't be pushing
this country is so fucking soft, bro.
Well, down in Texas, they had a gay pride parade through one of their elementary schools without parents' knowledge. Like, it's going to become one of the moments where these people are going to fuck around and find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to fucking snap, and then it's going to be like, whoa.
The thought of like raising your kid the way you want to, the way your parents raised you, isn't even an option anymore.
No.
You got so much outside influence, and honestly, like, without technology, without social media, stuff like that, we won't be able to do this podcast. But it's also been probably the worst thing that's ever happened. You know, the worst thing that's happened recently.
Oh yeah.
You know, technology wise for this country, bro.
So,
and I always tell people, bro, progress comes with a cost.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff comes with a cost. I mean, look at you know, did you hear about Amazon workers? There's
the unionizing.
yeah, so you know they first people to actually get unionized.
I've seen that.
And you know,
first
I'm
Amazon.
yeah, first Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, good for you. You know, good for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
because
but here's the problem, though. The problem with that is progress comes with a cost, bro.
yeah.
So, you know, eventually what they're going to do is just roll out automation
Well,
a
they're
lot
already working
quicker.
on that anyway.
Yeah, well, they're going to do a lot quicker now,
Right.
right? Because now one place has already been unionized, right? So it's going to go national. They'll roll out automation quicker. You know what I'm saying? And then the people who they do keep around, you know, excuse me, fucking throat is dry as shit, yo. You know, the people they do keep around, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, their salaries are going to be regressed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you know, listen, it's going to be a problem in the future, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Automation is going to kill jobs like crazy, bro. And then everybody complaining about, you know, oh, we need another stimulus. You're going to be saying that shit every month now. It's going to be millions and millions of people without jobs, bro.
Yep. They would have to put something in to stop that. But
Well, unless you're, well, the problem is you can't stop progress.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the issue. The Chinese.
Yeah.
Are you going to allow the Chinese to keep progressing, and you're not going to progress?
Right.
Because right now that's the only country that you're worried about is China, right?
Yeah, but China ain't never going to stop their sweatshops, bro. Them people-
No, they're not. But see, in here though, it's like we talked about this before. Are we going to tell a 50-year-old truck driver who's been driving for 20, 30 years that, you know, he's out of a job now because,
Tesla
you know,
made a fucking.
what are we going to do?
battery-operated-
Tell him we need to teach him how to code? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's not realistic, bro. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I've always told, you know, I've told my kids, like, you know, the days of, like, us growing up and picking what we want to do is over, bro. Like, now you have to pick something that has a lot of job growth and job creation. You know, you gotta take up something in technology.
Yeah.
You know, computer networking, like my daughters take up, you know, or something else. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, you know, even school teachers, bro. Like, you know, my daughter wanted to, you know, Nevaeh wanted to be a school teacher. I'm like, baby, unless you want to get a part-time job
Yeah, that's a bad
to live,
idea.
that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Right? And that sucks telling her that, right? Because I guarantee you there's millions of other parents, you know, like me, that are telling their kids, like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the amount of money she's going to have to spend to go to college to get a
worth it.
degree, to come out and get a, what, $30,000 a year job, if that? Like, some of these teachers are making, like, what, $23,000, $25,000 a
Bro,
year?
my girl went to college and all for it, in debt for teaching.
Yeah.
And, like, she just started. She's been teaching for, like, 10 years now. She just started making, like, 40-some thousand. Like,
Yeah, that's bad,
you know what
man.
I mean? Like, it's not, there's no money in it. None at all.
Yeah, like, what do you want to do? Live with your parents until you're 35, until you start making enough, right?
Exactly.
And then you come out teaching when you're 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
You
like,
got to stay with your parents until they're
that's-
35 in order to buy a damn home by the time you're 37, 38.
Yep. And teachers are just so underpaid. It's crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's
they don't
everybody,
make it or-
frontline workers, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're all underpaid, bro.
Yep,
Like,
they are.
they're
It's
all
crazy.
underpaid. It's so crazy, bro. Yep.
It makes no sense because these are the people that you're entrusting with, you know, your kid's future. And,
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to pay them.
Bro, and I've seen a lot of, like, I know there's some snobby teachers, bro, because, you know, we've all had our fair
definitely,
share.
Definitely.
But, bro, like, I'm glad that my kids have, like, really amazing teachers, man.
Right.
And, like, you know, like, me and my wife, we like to be, like, hands-on. So, like, you know, well, my kids were a lot smaller. They're teenagers now, but when they were younger, like, I've watched, you know, like, Nevaeh's teacher, excuse me, Nevaeh's teacher, you know, because the way times are, bro, like when they throw parties and stuff, like not everybody brings stuff in. So like, I took money up there and provided for the entire party, right? I was like, look, I'm just going to pay for the entire party. And, she started crying, right? And it was like, she shouldn't have to foot that bill. And I don't put it on the other parents, too, because people are struggling, right? But I'm like, I'm just going to pay for it. But this is what I do. Like, all these parties, like, Bree comes home and tells me she got a party on Friday, bro. I go to the grocery store. I provide everything. Cupcakes, drinks, napkins, cups, everything, like chips, popcorn. I provide everything. And to me, I enjoy doing that. But it's sad that, like, the teachers, when we grew up, bro, they provided everything, right? Like, but now they can't even really pitch in. Or if they do, they're broke. So, it just sucks, man. Like, these teachers should be making more money, because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people growing up that are good kids, good teenagers, who could really make a difference in 5-10 years, and are not going to be able to do it because there's no money in it, bro. And at the end of the day, people can say, oh, money ain't everything. Money is everything, bro.
Money is everything.
I don't really care how you feel. You could say, listen, the people that say money ain't everything are the people that have money.
Exactly.
Like, broke people are worried about money, are worried about the roof over their head, worried about how they're going to put gas in a car, feed their kids, or feed themselves. It's a struggle out here, man. The struggle is real, bro. Unless you grew up poor like we did, you don't understand that struggle, and that's why it's hard for me to believe that a 70-year-old politician, regardless whether he's white, black, Chinese, Asian, whatever the hell he is, a 60, 70-year-old man or woman in politics, that's had millionaire parents and grandparents, how they could tell me what poor people need. You don't know shit. Exactly. You can't tell me nothing.
Yep.
So, well, that's because they're so out of touch in life, bro. And
we keep letting them do it, though.
Oh, yeah,
We keep voting for these fucking cocksuckers, bro.
But here's another thing. Like we were talking about earlier, if teachers keep pushing certain shit, people gonna start homeschooling their kids. Schools are gonna be obsolete.
Yeah, I agree. Teachers are becoming entirely.
They gotta stop that shit. Like, if you're gonna pay teachers higher, stick to the fucking curriculum, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't go outside that box. You live in a box. This is your box.
I like certain teachers have like a certain way of teaching.
Yeah,
right. And I get what you're saying. Like, I get what you're saying. I get you're saying, like, don't start pushing a narrative on kids. Like, don't like. The whole thing, like, remember when we were kids? I don't know about y'all, but when I was in like 2nd, 3rd grade, we had to stand up every single day for, Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like,
but I mean, you look forward.
I don't really see that much. And listen, I don't really care. Like, it's not a big deal to me, but there's a lot of different things, that have changed over time that I've noticed. Like, even when I started getting a little bit older, they stopped doing that. I didn't have to stand. It's like, we allow politics and everything, and the national news to creep up in our kids into these classrooms. And I agree with you, Sean. Like, they need to stop pushing these narratives, bro. Like, if you're a teacher, just teach my kids. Don't push your narrative. Don't teach my kids how to think.
Yeah. My kid doesn't need to know, like, what you identify as. Or,
and they don't need to learn about sex in kindergarten or 1st grade, bro. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro.
Honestly, they don't need to be teaching any of that shit up until... We didn't have sex ed until what, 10th grade? I mean, you had it a little bit like 6th grade.
Yeah, I was about to say
it was like around 6th grade. I think I had it like the first class.
Like my first class, I had it. It was 8th grade in
that was mine. Yeah.
But like until you're then, and even then, you shouldn't be telling people what their sexual preferences are. Kids.
Yeah.
Not people. Kids. Kids are innocent, bro. Kids aren't born a certain
allow
way.
Kids to have imaginations, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't screw with their imaginations.
Let a kid grow up and they will find themselves.
Like, listen, the thing is, right, is like kids, like, you can tell. Like, as a parent, I can tell when my kids can handle certain things. Right? Like, because not every kid grows up the same way. Like, you might have a 16-year-old that still is like has a wild imagination, isn't like at that grown-up stage yet. Right. But you might have an 8-year-old who is just responsible as all hell. Right? And that should be up to the parent to make that decision. Like, you know how many times they send shit home, bro, and they're like, "Oh, you have to sign a document because we want your daughter to read like this sex-filled book." And I'm like, "Hell no! This shit was in like 4th grade, bro." I'm like, "Fuck no! This ain't happening." So, like, who are you, bro?
So, like we had to get shit signed, but that was to like watch a movie about Mississippi burning and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's different. But like, that's history.
So
bro.
What I'm saying is like you might have kid that's on the fence, but you don't need to push them. I wouldn't push. If I had kids, I wouldn't push my kid if they were on the fence to go either way. You figure that shit out.
Yeah, you let them find themselves. It's like basically what it is.
Well, I got all girls, so I'd rather them like girls. I don't want to deal with these little fucking shithead dudes running around.
You're not gonna.
But I get what you're saying, though. I'm just joking around.
So,
but
like, me and Chunks was talking earlier. So, bro, all these motherfuckers out here talk about, oh, we savage, we this, that. Yo, when we was growing up, if a teacher got out of fucking line, our parents went to fucking school.
Well, I did punch my kindergarten teacher in the stomach.
There was no
soft. I was a savage, bro.
But there was no soft parents back then, bro.
Yeah.
They went to school and set that fucking teacher straight. You know what I mean? Like, you had a story.
I mean, the cocksuckers left me on a bus when I was in kindergarten, bro.
Like, you had a story.
Real shit.
Yeah, I remember that. But I had a teacher, Miss Brown, my kindergarten teacher, slapped my hands because I didn't know my the address to my house.
Bro,
Mom went in there. She snapped.
Bro, we had that's a crazy thing. Like, when I was in what was that? Wasn't Conrad? What was that? Richie.
That's what
Richie.
Yeah,
was,
no, it was Richland Park.
We all went to Richie for preschool.
Yeah, Richland Park, bro. When I was in there, it was during, I think, 5th grade, I believe.
Well, that was
bro. We had this lady, bro. I think she was like a counselor, but she was like a, almost like a parent in there, bro. Like, she would walk around with this paddle, right? Mm-hmm. And like, she would call your parents. Like, if you got out of line, she would call your parents and get permission to whoop your ass, bro.
Oh,
like,
shit.
And there was one kid, this kid was bad as shit. He'd go outside smoking cigarettes, smoking in the bathroom. Mind you, just 5th grade, bro. This little kid. But, she used to beat that little motherfucker on the regular, bro. And I remember she was this big black lady, bro. She used to intimidate the fuck out of me. I would walk by, like, how you doing, Miss Smallwood? And she'd just look down at me and give me this, like, dirtiest fucking look. And I'm like, damn. One of them ladies you always want to try to be on her good side. Yeah. But then, I remember, I never got in trouble in 5th grade. But I remember telling Mom about this. And I was like, Mom, if she ever did call you, would you care? She was like, listen, I don't give a fuck how big she is, bro. She was like, I will fucking kill that lady if she touch you. And that's the thing. Like, even back then, I never understood the people that would allow, like, teachers to beat you and shit like that. Like, some of these teachers now, bro, like, that goes back to us talking about how, like, there are some shitty teachers, bro. Like, did you see the video of the teacher basically, what do you do, fucking slam the kid's head against the fucking wall?
Kid up, bro.
Now, mind you, these kids, bro, they be getting the fuck out of pocket, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to these schools, like, these kids get out of pocket, bro. But, you can't be doing that shit, bro.
Yeah, you're a grown-ass man at that point. You know what I mean? You're a grown-ass man.
Like, he slammed his fucking head, bro, and it's like...
At that point, I would just, like, call the parent, like, yo, you need to come get your
should just walked him in the bathroom and did it.
But that's what I'm saying, though. People weren't soft back then, bro. They went in and dealt with the shit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like, if these motherfuckers did shit to us back in our day, but without our parents' permission, our parents would have went to fucking school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, like,
it was no joke, bro.
To your point about the world being soft now, like, I saw a TikTok video where this white dude was like, I grew up in the 80s and early 90s. Obviously racism existed, but we never fucking talked about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and my point is, like, yeah, racism has always existed, right? No one's shying away from that, right? Like, we know how this shit goes. But, like, in the fucking 80s, I'll turn that shit down. But in the 80s, fucking, in the 80s and 90s, bro, none of us ever talked about that shit with our friends, bro. We never had that listen, for me personally, like...
Bro, I never met a KKK member.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like,
I don't know.
Me either.
I've
never even seen one.
I said, like, growing up, bro, with my friends, bro, like, it was a whole mix, like, you know, white, black, Mexican friends, like,
Yeah.
bro, everything was good.
Yeah.
You know,
We
and
all
then it's
got
like, you know,
along,
I'm
you know?
glad, like, there's always pros and cons to, like, you know, social media and shit. But, like, you know, the good thing is we start outing some of these old white dudes,
Right.
you know, or I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? We're just outing these motherfuckers who are blatant fucking racist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, we didn't have this problem when I was younger, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we
Shit
all
just wasn't-
got along. We
shit
didn't
just
think
wasn't
about
put
that
out
shit.
there, bro.
Yeah.
Shit just wasn't put out there like that.
Well, that's what Morgan Freeman said. He was like, the one dude that was interviewing him said, "How do we get rid of racism?"
Stop talking
Yeah,
about
he was
it.
like, "Stop talking about it." Like straight up. Like he said, like, you know, those same thing with like.
He said, if you stop calling me Morgan Freeman a black man, I won't call you. I forget the dude's name, but he was like, I won't call you such and such the white man.
White man, right?
He said, just, you know, just identify me by my name.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, there's
And
real people
listen,
out there to speak the truth, and nobody wants to listen to it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because listen, like,
Division creates so
that-
much for people.
well, yeah, listen, that's just, listen, and I believe all that shit is just politician
Oh, yeah.
backed, bro. Like, listen, you know what's crazy is, like, this country is so corrupted, and like I said, like we talked about before, I remember saying, like, you know, the way, you know, say if like a certain, like Joe Biden, when he says some shit, you know, I call him out on it, right? And then whoever's somebody will be a Joe Biden supporter and be like, oh, so now the government's corrupted. No, the government's always been corrupted.
yeah.
You don't have to lean one side or the other to understand that.
Yep.
Like, if you're living in this country and you are, you know, old enough to have your own brain to think on your own, and you don't believe this country is corrupted, bro, you're living under a fucking rock.
Yep.
Everything from the top on down. Just look at the stories from the CIA that are true,
Right,
that are
right.
facts. This country is corrupted, bro.
It is. This government's terrible.
Like
bro.
the CIA, like, you know, look at the black leaders they have killed.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, just, you know, Malcolm X. What was it? Malcolm X, who was reportedly, you know, killed by, you know, a couple black guys that were hired by the CIA.
Right.
When they say, you know, the way the trajectory of the bullets when they opened him up, they were coming downwards. Well, how were they killed by them two men if he was on stage and they were you know,
On the
ground?
yeah.
They shot him going upwards, right? You have to shoot going upwards,
Yeah.
right? They said the CIA rented that building a week before he had that what do you call it? Like, you know, when they rented it to talk,
Right.
right? So, like, you know, and they said basically they just put snipers up in the roof or whatever
I
it was.
believe it, too.
Like, yo, it's crazy, bro. Like, you know,
They did it to JFK too.
well, yeah, I believe that's
Yeah.
you know, I think JFK wanted to do, like, I think JFK would have been a really good president.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He was a good president. He just
But I think there was probably some shit he wanted to out,
Yeah.
and they wanted to shut him up.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm not like this
Like,
huge
shut up his son.
conspiracy theorist dude. I mean, I do like some conspiracies, but I believe this country and its leaders have assassinated tons of people, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, to shut people
Hillary
up.
Clinton
Like,
is top notch one of them.
that's another thing, like, about all this shooting shit. Like, I seen somewhere there was like a 3-year-old that got shot and killed, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, when we were growing up, you threw fucking hands and you moved on about your day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now
Nowadays,
it's like,
people
now we
don't
just
know how
gotta
to-
pick up a gun and shoot everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Nowadays, people don't know how to use their hands.
I mean, it's either that or they just scared to. You know what I mean? Like, either whether you take a L or whatever. You know what I mean? Just get it over with. Go on about your day. You know what I mean? Like, we're
Yeah.
picking up way too many guns to be like doing that shit. Like, too many kids are getting killed.
yeah,
Dumb
so
shit.
his family, Malcolm X's family, believes that the FBI and the police were involved. So regardless whether it's CIA, FBI, which I wouldn't doubt if it was CIA or not, regardless,
Well,
like,
CIA's had their
bro,
hands in
there's a
everything.
lot of there's a lot of shady shit in this fucking government, bro. Like, they try to shut people up. Like, you know, look what happened to Jesse Ventura. Like, Jesse Ventura, remember, he had he moved to Mexico for a while, didn't he?
Yep.
He has his own conspiracy.
Yeah, I love
show.
this show.
Yeah, that was a pretty good show.
And, you know, I mean, my man had to, like, dip out the fucking
country.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it's some,
keep going.
even down to, like, creating weather.
Yeah.
I believe the government does that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you see,
But it happens all over the world, because they said the same thing happened to Princess Diana. She was about to out the royal family.
The royal family.
You know what I mean? So
I remember when that happened. I was a kid, too. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but...
Yeah, I don't know either, but, I mean, I know, like, that wreck was bad, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, I remember because so long, like,
accident.
you know, that's another problem, too, the paparazzi. Like, I'm not saying everything is a paparazzi fault, but you see what the hell they be doing to people, man? Like...
Yeah, bro, sometimes them people need to back the fuck up, bro. Like, like, if I was that famous, I mean, I might be charged every couple of times, you know what I mean? Because them people are in your face, bro. They don't leave you the fuck alone. They come to your house. You know what I mean? Like.
But back to this whole government making their own weather. Like, you see Dubai makes their own rain. You see that?
I heard about that.
Yeah, the scientists over there are making it rain because, like, they only get, like, 4 inches.
Yeah, because it's dry,
yeah, they only get, like, 4 inches of rain a year or some shit like that. Well, then now they do it to where they...
Well, Jesse Ventura showed, like...
Yeah, it was called the HAARP machine.
Yeah, that's what it... Yeah.
And
that thing is crazy, bro.
It is.
Like, it creates clouds, bro.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild as
bro.
shit, bro. Yeah. They probably got that machine from the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably from the Germans. Probably got it from Hitler.
Yeah, probably.
But Joe, like, you know, one more name I want to touch base on, you know, is Fred Hampton, who was a leader in Chicago. So he was a Panther leader. Yeah, I think he died when he was like 21.
Right.
Bro, he was killed by the police. Right, like they had a informant, you know, in his party, and basically what he did was they said that he basically fucking put something in his drink.
Right.
Right, and when he put something in his drink, it kind of basically paralyzed his body function, right? Like he couldn't move or nothing like that.
Right.
And that's when the police came in and raided. They said he just murdered him in cold blood, bro. 21 years old, bro. 21 years old. This dude had a following, bro.
Right.
And the crazy thing is, too, people think of like Panthers, right? And, you know, older white people, you know, think like, oh, well, you know, they look at them like the Klan, like they're racist or something. But, bro, Fred Hampton had a white following. He had a Latino following. Right. He had a black following. Like, he would go into, like, his really fucked up white neighborhoods, run down, and he would tell them, like, listen, we're all the same. We're all being treated the same.
Right.
Brother, you're poor just like I'm poor.
Well, they had their racists, too. Let's not just, like, ignore...
Well,
you know,
I'm not saying
everybody
it didn't, but every group has
yeah,
racists,
yeah.
right? But fucking, you know, he fucking, you know, went in there and told him, like, his thing was getting back in from that. He wasn't stupid. As a 21-year-old kid, he knew that he had to get support from all different, you know, places. You know, white people, Latino people. They were all struggling, bro. You're talking Chicago, right? So, yeah, so that just, you know, I just want to touch base on that. All right, well, let's just jump into, what do you want to go into that marijuana bill?
Yeah, that just went into the House.
Yeah.
Or passed the House.
Yeah, see that right there, like, you know, last time they brought it up, would it died in the Senate.
Right.
But, you know, it's funny because, you know, you had one person, I forget who it was, on the House floor, who was screaming about, oh, well, you know, we still don't know about, like, people, you know, driving under the influence. I'm like, bro, people drink and drive all the time.
Yeah, But alcohol is legal.
But alcohol is legal.
Yep.
And alcohol has been legal forever.
Yep.
Yeah, but it ain't legal to drink and drive.
Well, no. My point is that's a horrible fucking argument.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's a horrible fucking argument. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're so worried about people smoking and driving, being high when they drive, you damn sure ain't worried about people drinking and driving.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a horrible fucking argument.
Yep.
And that's what these motherfuckers are doing. Like, bro, listen. You should be fucking taxing this shit. So this country stop acting like we're so damn broke. Right? Start using that shit like Colorado.
Exactly.
Putting this shit in the school districts.
California.
You know what I mean? Like, what the hell are y'all doing, man?
Yep.
It's so damn dumb. It's like, you cry broke all the damn time. But you ain't crying broke when you need to send $800 million to, somehow that money just pops up out of your ass.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's time. The time is, to legalize it. You know what I mean? It's
been time, bro. It's been time.
Past due.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Honestly, like, you drive down the road nowadays, that's all you smell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I smell it everywhere I go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just...
It's funny because I was driving down to the grocery store, and it was just one particular area on the road. I smelled it going there, and on the way back, smelled it right there. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, what the fuck?
Right.
It's like, what area? Like, who's hotboxing on the side of the road?
Yeah.
You get behind cars, and that's all you smell. I mean... Just don't be so obvious the fuck about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, my whole thing,
Like, if you're
don't
gonna
smoke while you're driving. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to smoke while you're driving and you're worried about getting pulled over, just vape.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
vape some oils or something, bro. Like,
yeah.
then you won't smell the shit.
Yeah. But
I just think it's past due. It'll help out with because they'll tax the fuck out of it. So I think it could help more than it could hurt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's
what has always been like like a saying, like if you put it, so I really truly believe this. People do what they're told not to do. You know what I mean?
Everyone's gonna break the law.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like even when you were a kid, when your parents told you, "Oh, you can't go past this point," bro, we rode bikes like 10 miles away from the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you ain't doing that shit nowadays.
Nah.
Little pedophiles running
but that's
around.
what I'm saying, though. Like,
Yeah,
it's
right.
fucking, people are going to do shit that's just against that people tell them they can't do. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
just what it is.
you know what's crazy to that point? Riding bikes 10 miles, walking the railroad tracks and doing shit that you wasn't supposed to do when you was a kid, but there was
Right.
no phones to call you.
right.
So, to that point, if you watch some of these documentaries and like go through old news clippings, there was a lot more kidnappings in the 80s, bro. When we were doing this shit, the 80s and early 90s, like there was some like dudes really, really kidnapping the shit out of kids, bro. Like,
Well, there was
if you
also-
look at like all these dudes, bro, like all these dudes like on death row, all these dudes were like kidnapping hundreds of kids, bro.
Well, there was also more serial killers out then. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
then than there is now. Yeah,
So, but the problem is nowadays is like you can't let kids be kids like we were just because of the whole pedophilia.
nah, you gotta watch
shit.
them, bro. You gotta.
The whole pedophilia shit that amped up. You know what I mean? It's
Like my daughter wants to, Bree, her friends live like, 3 streets up,
Right.
and they're around the same age, right? So they're all like 13, 14 years old.
Right.
Well, their dad, I talked to him, and he was like, I just recently let her walk around the neighborhood with her phone on her with another friend, but I'm still scared to, basically let her walk around the neighborhood. And I'm like, dude, you better than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, I talked to this dude for like 30 minutes, and I connected with him because the way his stance with his kids are the exact same as mine.
Right.
It's a thin line between being like strict and allowing your kids to be kids, but I can't allow my daughters to do what I did growing up,
right.
like
I got
leaving a
that.
neighborhood,
Bro,
doing
we
this,
used to-
like
we used to
you're
go
speaking
jump
on, speaking on how like all them like mass murderers and pedophiles back in the 80s and 90s, bro. We didn't even know about this like that. Like I didn't know about this right until I started getting older. Social media came around, stuff like that, and then you're like, damn, I was really walking railroad tracks, you know, going to these parks that are like massive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, when I found out about it, Unsolved Mysteries, that creepy voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Today
yeah,
on
dude.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, but see, we used to like jump on buses and go to the fucking mall, bro.
Yeah.
And then come back and your parents like, where you been? Nowhere, around the corner.
Well, we used to steal cars when we were like 12.
Yeah.
We used to go to school in a car when we were like 12. But, you know, so I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah, but
not,
you can't do none of that shit nowadays, man.
Nah.
I mean, it's
Well, it's good not to steal
Well, you know,
cars.
the good
Let's
thing.
put that out
Well,
there.
I guess it's a good thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing that most of these kids don't want to do none of that anyway. They just want to sit at home, play on their phone, or play the video game.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, I gotta constantly tell my kids like, "Yo, get off your damn phone."
Right.
Right. Sometimes I take it. I get tired of seeing them on the damn phone. I'm like, "Yo, go outside, do something. Go out back." Right.
Well,
We got a
they
big
get that
backyard.
from Daddy now. Daddy's always on his
when
phone.
we was kids, we weren't allowed in the
Okay, you're
fucking
always
house.
on your phone too. We're all on our damn phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has taken over life. You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
we're kind of hypocrites. I mean,
Yeah.
I yell at my kids about their phone, and then I'll be on my phone while I'm yelling at them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but
Just tell them that but I just tell them like, "Hey, I pay the bill. Shut the hell up." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but kids don't go outside no more, bro.
no,
It's
they
like,
don't. Yo.
Like we weren't allowed in the fucking house until the streetlights came on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then even then we stayed out later than that. You know, we just act
Yeah,
like
because
we
I
didn't
remember
hear 'em.
personally for me, and Chunks, you were a lot younger, so like when we lived out, you know, in the apartment complex in the manor, I remember Mom would be like say Saturday morning, right? We'd be sitting in the 7 o'clock in the morning watching cartoons. And Mom be like, "Yo, y'all need to get the fuck out of the house."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking 7:30, 8 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning, bro. Now, mind you, at that point anyway, our friends is about to come over anyway.
Right.
Right? We had a nice field up the street. Right? Play football
Well, yeah.
all damn day.
We had fields in between apartments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
we used
you
to
know,
play baseball
she'd be like,
there,
"Get out of the
too.
house," right? Like, you're out of the house, right? Like,
Right.
even when I would come in for a soda, she'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Damn,
Yeah.
Mom, I ain't seen you in 4 hours." Like, at least say, "Hey, son, you alright?" Like,
Yeah,
But being
right.
around that way, we would stay out till like 12-1. You know
Right.
what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yo, it's funny
it was
'cause-
no joke, bro.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
we'd be
like-
out playing doorbell
'cause
Dixie, fucking with people
I
until
remember
like 12
seeing
o'clock at night.
Brian and them
Yo,
jumping
they
out
call
the
it
window.
They call it ding dong ditch now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, bro,
That's
it's
weird.
called doorbell Dixie.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, we created this shit. What are
Yeah.
you talking about, bro? Like,
DBD. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like, bro, like it's funny. Yeah, we lived on the second story,
yeah, second
the
floor,
second
yep.
floor. And the weird thing about that was that when you jumped out of the window, the only thing, like, it wasn't like straight concrete like pavement like the road.
Nah, it was a slight
It was
hill.
a slight hill. Like
Yeah.
when I say
Yeah.
slight hill, bro. This thing was probably like maybe a foot and a half long.
Yeah.
So like,
You had
if,
to land right.
yeah, if you didn't land right, and it was a hill, so if you could mesh it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't do heights, bro, but I remember when we were little, we had a little gang, right? And I remember they told me, they was like, "Come on, Jimmy, jump out," and I'm like, "Nah, bro, like I'm not jumping out." And then one of my boys was like, "Well, you ain't part of the gang no more." So you know what I did? I went in my mom's room and I said, "Mom, to tell me I can't be in the gang no more because I won't jump out the window." True story, no bullshit.
Yeah, I remember her telling me about it.
So she walks in the room, bro. She walks in the room and she goes, "Yo, y'all better let him back in the gang." Yeah. They were like, "Oh, damn rat." Like, it was funny as hell, bro. But yo, they literally would jump out the window, come around back upstairs, and then jump back out again. I'm like, y'all crazy, bro. Because listen, it don't look that tall like
But that's
now,
a drop, bro.
but that's a
Yeah,
drop,
it is.
bro.
And
When you're a
Even now,
kid.
that's what when I went through there, like it was like a couple months ago, bro. I looked at that window. That's a drop.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
a drop, bro.
that-
You're
I would
talking,
say like
you know,
30 to 40
You're talking
feet drop.
9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids, bro, jumping out of a second-story window. Like, that's nuts, bro. Like, that's some wild
I
shit.
think,
And then,
I think the way that happened was somebody had a suicide mission or something and tried to jump out of that bitch. And when they landed on their feet, they were like, "Oh, that was fun. Let's do it again."
well, I think it all started with, so our friend Ira, he had came over one night, and Mom was never, like, a fan of Ira, bro.
Right, yeah.
So,
She had good reason.
yeah, the little rat.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he had came over one night, And I think it was his laugh. Because what happened was, like, Mom would come in and yell at us, and Ira's laugh was just, like, the most obnoxious fucking laugh you could ever hear. And he used to piss Mom off. So, one night, you know, he's in there late, and Mom's like, who the fuck is in there? Is that Ira? Right, and I had a door lock. And mind you, after this is when she took my doorknob off. And she put a sock in there so she can peek in at any time. So, anyway, he's like, oh, fuck. Yo, your mom's gonna kill me. I can't go out the front door. I was like, well, shit, hide underneath the bed. He was like, bro, she gonna find me. He was like, I'm going out the fucking window. I'm like, bro, don't go the fuck out the window. You're gonna die. Bro, he opened up the window and jumped out. And then he ran across the parking lot right there. There was a red truck sitting on the edge of the parking lot. And he jumped in the back of the truck. So by the time my mom came in, she's looking out the window. Was like, who the fuck's in here? And I'm like, nobody. And he's in the back of the fucking truck, bro. Now, mind you, he was supposed to stay the night.
Right.
He wound up sleeping in the truck all fucking night.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Because, like, at that point, I couldn't go out there getting him. I'm screaming for him, like, yo. He wouldn't respond. I'm like, bro, my man fell asleep in the back of the truck, bro.
Yo.
Oh, yeah, man. We got some wild-ass times. Remember, like, you know, doing the doorbell Dixie, bro. We used to do some wild shit. I remember one time we knocked on this dude's door, right? This dude, like, kept to himself. But we called him the devil dude. Because, like, the way his veins popped out in his head, like, he just had, it looked like, it was weird, bro. It looked like it was like a devil insignia in his forehead, bro. And he was just creepy as hell. And I remember we fucking kicked his fucking door, his back door.
Oh, shit.
And we ran. And mind you, we ran to our boy G's house, which was probably, you know, across that street. So you're talking probably an eighth of a mile, right? That we ran to his house. Well, we run to his house and we're sitting out front, just sitting there because G lived where the field was. Remember where the field was? Mm-hmm. So he lived right there. So we're standing there, and here comes this motherfucker running around the corner with a bat in his hand.
Oh, shit.
G ran in his house and locked the door on us, bro.
Oh, damn.
Straight dipped on us.
Oh, damn.
So I'm sitting there like, oh, shit. He came up to us, and he's like, you little motherfuckers ever bang on my door again, I will fucking kill you.
Oh, shit.
Now, mind you, it doesn't, me just saying it, you can't really picture it.
Right.
But if you can imagine a dude that literally looked like a devil coming up to like a 9-10-year-old telling you that, bro, you're like, I never banged on his door again. Ever. Fuck that.
Yeah, but back then people meant shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Is that same dude that got locked up for that murdering that chick? Chick that...
I don't think so.
Because I remember they locked that one dude up that had killed that chick that they found behind the dumpster.
No. So that was the guy on the corner of where the field was. And we used to sit on his fucking step.
Weren't we playing football when they came and locked him up?
Yeah.
I remember that, yo.
Yep.
Bro, every time we were out, there was cops around, bro.
Because didn't you find her?
To fuck up.
Yeah.
Didn't you find her?
Yeah,
yo, you got to tell that story, bro. Because this is a true story, bro.
So there was mattresses that right there by the dumpsters that everybody would jump on. And they right there behind the mattresses.
Yeah, it was an open fence.
You
could walk right down into the railroad tracks.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like that movie. Like, hey, you want to see a dead body? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, because I had walked back through there, and I had made a right on the railroad tracks and walked down. And there was this big concrete slab right there next to the railroad tracks. Mm-hmm. She was right there. I looked. I was like, oh shit, dead body.
Yeah, he had slit her throat, bro, and tried to tie her tongue around her neck.
Yeah, yep.
Like, it was so crazy. And then, it was crazy because Chunks was probably, I'm going to say maybe 7 at the time. Maybe not even that, bro.
I think I was like 5 or 6,
Yeah, bro, he was young, and he came out screaming, and like, that shit was crazy,
That
bro.
shit was traumatizing, bro. Like, traumatizing.
It's so nuts because the news, the police were out there, bro.
Yeah, that was the time
and then
Brian
this
tried
the time that my brother, fucking... So we go out there, and that's when he's sitting in the front seat of the police car, right? And before that, we're all on camera, right? We're all, we're all young shit, throwing up imaginary gang signs. So fucking, he's sitting in the front seat of the cop car. Well, Mom's like, yo, Jimmy, go see what the fuck your brother's doing in that cop car. So I go over there, right? And the window's all down because it's a hot summer night.
Right.
And I walk up to him, and I'm like, yo, Mom said, what the hell are you doing in the cop car? He said, bro, I told him I know who did it. I said, bro, you don't fucking know who the fuck did it. He was like, chill, bro. I'm about to be on TV. I said, motherfucker, you about to be behind a cell, dumbass. And I told Mom, I'm like, Mom, this motherfucker's telling the cops he knows who did it. She was like, you better go with your fucking brother right now. I'm about to kill this little bastard. So I'm like, yo, you dumb motherfucker, bro. Like, you don't know who did it. And then come find out, it was the guy that always kept to himself, never said anything to us. We used to take breaks from football right there on the corner because when you walked up to the field and made a right onto the actual field, because it was, so for everybody like trying to picture, basically it was a big field, and in between that, you know, like the field, you know, in between on the sides of the field were row houses, right? So it was an apartment complex, but then they had row houses inside, you know, that apartment complex. So as you make a right onto the field, it's his corner row house. And he had like this big concrete slab that was basically the porch. And we all used to sit there. He would come out with drinks and stuff like that. Come find out it was him who murdered the girl over like $40 or some crazy shit like that. I think she was like a prostitute or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, like, this shit was wild, bro. Like, remember the time of fucking, when your dad, fucking, when we, remember there was a cougar loose. Oh, and yeah, we saw the cougar back there. Yep. Well, I remember it was late night, probably like 8, 9 o'clock at night. We're behind there jumping on the fucking mattresses. Right. And then, you know, one of our brothers is like, yo, what the fuck is that? Well, all you see is glowing lights. Right. Right? And it's probably within 6, 7 feet of where the opening is, right? So if this thing really wanted to kill us, he could have just ran the fuck out. Yeah. But before that, I think, you know, but let me back up real quick. Before he saw the glowing lights, he heard a baby cry, right? And he was like, bro, what the fuck is that? Like, is there a kid on the railroad tracks? And I'm like, I'm not going down there, right? We ain't got no flashlights, bro. We don't go to fuck down there 8, 9 o'clock at night, bro. Fuck all that. Nah. So anyway, that's when the cougar had walked up. And you saw the glowing lights, right? Like the eyes. And so we haul ass, right? We took off, right? And we go get your dad, right? So we go get him. He comes back. He sees it. And he leaves us. He left us, bro. At that point, I knew that motherfucker was soft. I was like, yo, my mom married a soft motherfucker, bro. Like, this dude's soft as shit. So anyway, the cops come. I think Mom called them. Right. The cops come. They get out. Shotguns and all in their hand, right? True fucking story, bro.
I remember that.
Comes out with shotguns in her hands and shit, bro. And it's exactly what they said. Take us to him. You fucking crazy, bro. I'm not taking you nowhere. You the one with the guns. Yeah. I was like, you see the opening in the fence? They behind there, bro. They wouldn't even go back there, bro. Yeah. I was like, you motherfuckers got guns. You want us? They wanted us to take them down there. Right. I'm like, you fucking crazy, bro. You gonna eat my little ass?
Wasn't it like the next day we had walked the railroad tracks looking for it or something? And like, y'all had like knives and shit. I had like a plastic whoopee bat or some shit like that, bro.
We always thought the plastic whoopee bat was the shit, bro.
Yeah, I know.
It was only good for baseball.
No. There's stories you can tell about that baseball bat that involves your other brother.
Listen, there's a lot of stories that we should tell that we don't have enough time.
Yeah, next episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next episode because, bro, like
I think they found that cougar in Canby Park though.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean?
And at Canby Park, literally was probably so from the back of the fence up because literally the fence ran the entire length of railroad track. Behind the apartments. So, if anybody's listening to this and you've been on like Maryland Avenue and you know where Maryland Park Apartments are, that's where we're talking about. Yeah. All right, we lived there for like what 12 years.
Well, here you go. There's a white glove car wash or laundromat.
Oh yeah, laundromat. It was a car wash and a laundromat.
Yeah, that's what people would know. You know what I mean? Yeah, that like stuck out between.
Yeah, if you look up on the hill, there's the railroad track like that. Right. Like so, the fence went all that way, and if you walked that railroad track, it literally took you right into fucking Canby Park. Yeah. And Canby Park was massive, bro. Yeah, but fucking
not as big as Banning Park, but yeah.
Yeah. But they're pretty big, though. The parks are pretty big.
Yeah. Well, it had an entire football field in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's crazy because we had a football field, like a regulation-sized football field, but we would play in between houses.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know what's crazy, too? Like, going back there now, I never actually realized how, like, slanted that fucking field was. On a slope it was. Oh, yeah. I remember getting fucked up so many times, bro. Now, listen, I'll tell this story real quick, and I shouldn't because this is kind of fucking embarrassing. But So the field, you remember how the field,
Oh, yeah,
right,
it's-
Sean? Like,
it's-
I bet you slanted, bro. Like, we got to drive back there. Like, when we drive back there, like, you'll realize how slanted it was. And I'm like, bro, I can't believe nobody broke their fucking leg out here.
Right.
Because I didn't remember it being, like, on that much of a fucking slope. But anyway, I remember this is when I was going through puberty. So we're playing, you know, obviously tackle football and shit. But back then we were crazy. We played tackle football on the fucking cement.
In the
Right.
street,
Like if the
and-
older guys were up there playing football, because
Yeah.
sometimes they'd be up there, we'd go right out front in the fucking concrete and play tackle football out that motherfucker,
Yeah.
bro. We were nuts. So anyway, we were playing a game, and you know, I was going through puberty and shit. And obviously, when you're younger, I didn't have a father figure. He couldn't really talk me through this shit.
Right.
Mom, you know, your mom can only teach a young man
So
so
much,
much, right?
right.
So, this point, I'm like, why the fuck are my nipples hurting, right? Like, yo, bro, I remember I got tackled, bro, right? I got fucking tackled.
Turned you on.
No, fuck no, they turned me on. I got tackled, bro. He hit me in my nipples, bro.
Yeah.
So I run the fuck home, right? I run the fuck home because I'm like sore as shit, bro. I'm thinking I got like cancer in my nipples or some crazy shit, bro. And I'm talking sore as a motherfucker, bro. I go home, man, I'm crying, right? And I go in the house, I go in the apartment, and mom's like, what the fuck's going on? What's wrong? And I'm like, Mom, my nipples hurt. And she was like, boy, what the fuck, your nipples hurt? So she started like pressing on them around. She was like, boy, you going through puberty. After that, bro, I think I was counting my hairs at that point, bro. After that point, I was just like, yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got, man.
All right. You don't
got
want to
any-
wrap it up for the day, or
Yeah, you got anything else?
I'm done. I'm good.
All right, appreciate you
Yeah,
guys
we
listening.
Save
Yo,
some shit for the next time.
yeah, you guys can follow us on Twitter. This won't end well. Yeah, listen, appreciate you guys listening.
We're on all major platforms, so
Yeah.
make sure you tune in.
Yeah, any
There's some comments in there too.
yeah, any podcasts, like I think you can comment on Spotify, right?
Yeah, if not, if you want to email us at thiswon'tendwell@gmail.com. You let us know what you want to know, or
Or
Yeah,
throw it
what
up
you
on
want to talk
Twitter.
about or
Yeah.
anything like that. If you can follow us on Twitter, we're on like 25 major different podcast sites. So,
yeah, so
from Apple to Spotify to,
Google.
to anything. So you guys can follow us on, listen to us on whatever you want to. Like Chunk said, you can email us. We have a YouTube channel we're working on. We don't have any videos up right now. We're still, everything's still processed, still early. So, just let us know what you guys think. You guys, there's a topic you guys want us to touch. If you want to comment, we'll read your name and, answer your questions or whatever. So, appreciate you guys tuning in as always. And see you next time.
Yeah.